Hey YouTube, this is Southern Purple One. I don't talk a lot about precious metals, especially gold and silver. The reason is they are very important for the preppers, but I don't want to get people sidetracked. The most important thing you could do is first get out of debt, pay your bills down. It is a good feeling to know that you don't owe a lot of people money, and if the economy turns sour, you're not scrambling trying to figure out how to pay your bills, because it's morally your responsibility to pay your bills. That becomes a situation or time in life that you can't pay your bills because of things you can't control, illnesses, deaths, whatever that be. But generally, you need to live your life knowing when you spend money that you have the ability to pay that back. If you go out through life just saying, I'll get to it eventually, that is a wrong attitude to have. So, gold and silver are the precious metals that most people talk about. I am into silver. I am not into gold. I don't have a single ounce of gold other than gold jewelry, a wedding band, and my wife's jewelry. I have no gold. I wish I did. I don't. I have taken a different, way on the precious metals, and let me show you. I actually had to borrow this, and I'm a little nervous. I can't wait to get it back. They're beautiful. 1 ounce pieces of gold. They're beautiful. They have their advantage. This is the best way, if you have excess money, to be able to bug out with your wealth. The reason is silver is great, it weighs too much. I had to borrow this because I wanted to show you how big that is. That is 100 ounces of silver. And it's 100 ounces. There's no way you're going to throw this in your rucksack with a bunch of these and get out of there. I think gold right now is a little less than $2,000 and silver's about $25. So realistically, this is a little bit more valuable than this, because this is probably $2,500 and this is a little less than $2,000. But what would you rather carry? You can carry a whole mess of these in your bug out bag compared to carrying this heavy brick. So I'm still a fan of silver, and that's what I've had to go with. But I am a different kind of metals man. I am a tangible metals man. I am a screw and nut and bolt. That's what I have gone down to. Because my plan for SHTF is to have a hardware store. That's what I've devoted myself to doing. It's not all about SHTF. It's about the ability to do projects on the homestead and not have to go to Lowe's or Home Depot. It's the ability of people I know calling me all the time. A guy called me, he needed 20 inches of 6-inch PVC. And guess what? I told him at first I didn't have it. I went over there and I found 2 big sticks of it, and I was able to help him out, give it to him. It was given to me. I didn't buy it. It was all left over from a construction job, so I'm more than willing to help a friend out for sure. Because if he would have bought a 20-foot stick, a 6-inch, just to get 20 inches, it'd be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So, yes, I'm wanting a hardware store, and it is for now. There are so many projects that we do around here, and Nate says, hey, I need this, and I can go to the shop, bang, go to the storage shed, boom, pull that out, and we're still working. We're not stopping. We're not jumping in the vehicle. We're not driving, wasting gas, and wasting time. We're continuing. I've had a few buddies in a panic say, I got a water leak. I need this plumbing part. And he's like, no problem. We got it. So that's the purpose of that. I've gone practical. Back here, you'll see screws, nuts, bolts. I have tons of them. The reason is, yes, this 1 ounce piece of gold, there is probably a good $2,000 worth of nuts and bolts, or just basically screws right here. So I could trade this for all of this, but what I see coming, if we don't have manufacturing, if we don't have the ability to go to the store, this right here will help my community more than this right here. Hands down. Now, if I had to bug out, I'm not taking all this stuff, so I better be in a position where I know I have a good community, and if I have to bug out, it's because of a dire situation. So that is my philosophy. I would love to have gold. I would. I don't have it. I have practical items that I can use. Now, if you're in an apartment building and you want to prep, there's no way you can do this. There's no way, and I understand that. So if you have excess money, then gold and silver is definitely for you. I'm definitely a big metals guy, into lead and brass. This stuff is important. I've done it all my life, and every time there's an ammo shortage, I have sold some. then replenished it. It's two things. I've sold it to friends. I've sold it to strangers. To me, it's a way that if I have older ammo, I can sell it and then refresh my supply. So that helps me in that sense. Also, people might say, copper, and you got these copper rounds. They're nice, they're pretty. I bought them when they were a lot cheaper. I don't recommend these, but I like them because the grandkids, they look pretty, they're cool, they got cool pictures on, and they get them looking at precious metals. Also, this is just lead. Lead is important. I save all kinds of lead, from wheel weights, because you can turn this into bullets. You can turn it into all kinds of stuff. Also, my precious metals are actual aluminum, steel, pieces of metal that I have set aside. I've gotten a lot from salvaging jobs, demo jobs. Metal is important, and has gone up in price. Unbelievable the amount of stuff that I got for free that has value today. And we use it. If you need to do a welding project, you need to make something, you go to the pile, you look through it, and you get what you need. Just the practical sense. This right here, I have excess of this stored. Reason I got a great deal. I don't go out and buy stuff to store it for my SHTF hardware store at full price. That's ridiculous. I don't do it. I look at auctions. I have numerous contractor buddies that have given me buckets of screws and nuts and bolts, but they've been all just leftovers for 10 years that they've collected. And they didn't want to mess with them, so I will gladly sit here right there on that table and sort them out. And I sort them out. These are the Walmart meats that we buy, and we have hundreds of these containers. Over the years, I've been saving them. And then I put whatever's in there, I label it, and put it on the shelf. To me, it's important. Going back to the ROMEX, I bought this for $65 a roll. It is right now $201 and change at my Lowe's. So to me, that's an investment. Instead of buying gold and silver, I put it into something that I can use. I have plans for some of it. I'll have a few rolls left over for my SHTF hardware store, because you never know when you have to rewire something. And if you can't get this, it's hard to rewire something properly without the proper equipment. Barter on silver. It's going to be very hard in SHTF to barter with gold. You know, if you want to buy a few chickens, if you want to buy a few goats, there's no way of doing it. So that's why silver. That is why I've gone into silver for two purposes. First of all, is to barter at the local level for things I need. Now, hard to barter 100 ounces of silver. Now, you could use that if you wanted to buy some land or something big. Definitely, that big bar silver will get you something. They make smaller sizes. This is a 10-ounce bar of silver. You have 1-ounce bars of silver. And then you have my favorite is the silver American Eagle. It is recognized. It's hard to fake. It's hard to duplicate if it's not 100% silver. This is a known thing that's easy to be traded. The quality is there. The American Eagle. Also, you can get your silver in different sizes all the way down to a gram. I think that's a 1, 5, 10, and 20. So if you need to buy something that's only a chicken, you can go down to these lower amounts. Instead of taking one of these big bars and taking a saw and trying to cut a piece off, already have it measured out. Much better for trading purposes. So, my precious metals, to sum it up, I have not talked about this, but my purpose is to have it for paying my taxes. That's the biggest purpose. Barter and paying taxes. Let's hypothetically say the United States dollar collapses, bam, major recession, depression, but the local tax guy still wants his money for my property. During the Great Depression, people lost their property over just not being able to pay their taxes. I don't want that to happen. So I've put back enough so if we have financial troubles, I can take my silver and try to redeem it for some worthless Federal Reserve notes and then use that to pay my taxes. So that's my big purpose of silver. I would say gold and silver are great to preserve your wealth in an inflationary time, because if the dollar goes down and everything else goes up, hopefully gold and silver will go up. So that's another purpose. So My precious metal plan is my precious metal plan. Don't try to say, oh, I gotta buy screws and nuts. Don't. A lot of the stuff I've put back now has jumped. Some of these right here, I paid $79 for. They're way over $100 a piece now. And these are things that we use, especially with the building projects we're going on. So yes, I put stuff back. I made money on it. But it's really not the point of selling that. The point of that is to continue working on our homestead and to be a blessing to my community. Would I sell this thing in SHTF? No. I'd say, how many screws do you need? I will give you a little bag of 50 or 100. Because to me, these are too valuable. I cannot reproduce nuts, screws, bolts. It would have to be going back to the old days of wood pegs. And I really don't want to do that right now. I don't have enough time in my day to learn all that. Plus all the gardening, all the farming, and just getting things done around the homestead. This is my take on precious metals. You need to find your take on it. If you're in an apartment and you have excess money, you might want to go into gold and silver. Some of this silver I have purchased for $6 an ounce. I wish I bought more in the good old days, but I didn't. Currently, I'm buying no more silver, and I don't have any gold, so I'm not even thinking about gold right now. I'm putting it into practical things and getting projects done on my homestead. Find your precious metal plan, and you tailor that for yourself. Thanks for watching.